Hurricane Irma ripped into the Caribbean island of Barbuda on Wednesday.
All but wiped out by Hurricane Irma.
It was once a Caribbean paradise. Now it is lost.
Hurricane Irma, one of the cruelest storm seasons ever known, has done historic damage, laying waste to islands that were once lush Caribbean gems. 3 weeks after Irma struck, we took a speedboat from Antigua to its smaller sister, Barbuda, with local medical and sanitation crews. Every soul on the island had been evacuated after Irma's devastation, and we disembarked to a post-apocalyptic landscape. We drove through the island. Roofs were gone. You could see inside people's living rooms.
I've heard my grandparents and parents talk about storms here, and I've been through Hurricane Louis in '95, but even if I was young, I can't recall anything so traumatic.
At the hospital, we saw the devastation through the eyes of Janita Cuffey and her husband, Peter. Janita was the local public health nurse and remembered treating the 2-year-old boy who was killed during Irma when he fell from his mother's arms as she tried to find safety. We all marveled that more people hadn't died, given the destruction around us. She walked through the hospital with the Red Cross, helping them set up a temporary medical shelter so residents and crews could begin cleanup. Later, we walked to her house with Janita and her husband. She shook her head, couldn't believe the wreckage, and could hardly recognize her neighborhood.
The first thing we have to think about is how important our culture and our lifestyle as Barbudans are to us. And that will determine us coming back as soon as possible.
By boat and airlift, Barbuda's residents had found a temporary home on Antigua, in shelters and the home of Antiguan families. One of these shelters is the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Grounds, where Barbudans are waiting in limbo as the national government is ramping up repairs on buildings that will serve as longer-term accommodations. Where do you begin to start rebuilding this beautiful place that you called home?
We begin at the desire to remain who we are as a people.
She explained how life on the island had been simple, that locals worked short hours and often shared their food. But she feared that now, that life might have been blown away by Irma too.